Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. This is my eBay haul for Saturday, June 9th. Even though there were a lot of garage sales around me on this particular day, not really in my town, but in the town surrounding me, I decided to kind of forego all of those and just focus on two rummage sales that were going on. One is about probably about 30 minutes from my house. And the other one was in the complete opposite direction. It took me about another 40 once I left that first one to get to the second one. But it turned out to be worth it. Instead of having to walk from, garage sale to garage sale to garage sale, or drive from garage sale to garage sale, I went to just these two sales. I spent a grand total of $35 on everything you're going to see. And I'm going to get that back times 2 on the first item that I bought on Saturday. So, not too bad. And then Sunday, I was going to go to a rummage sale down in South Jersey. I had never been to this one before. It was a temple sale. And I was really excited about it because I hadn't been there, and they described it as, it's huge, and it's inside, and it's outside. And it's probably about an hour drive. But then I woke up Saturday morning. My alarm went off at 5:30, and I went to move my head, and I was like, oh God. My head just felt like it was going to explode. So I figured, okay, just get up, walk it off, which is my kind of cure for most things, just walk it off. And that was not working at all. I just felt like garbage. And thankfully, it didn't look real healthy outside. It kept looking like it was going to rain, and I thought to myself, well, this thing's supposed to be outside too, and if I get all the way down there and it's raining in South Jersey, it's going to be a disaster. So I just decided to stay home, which was good because about a half an hour to an hour after I got up, my daughter, who never gets up that early, came downstairs. She goes, I don't feel so good. She had the same thing, except she had a fever along with it, so we were both completely useless that day. I hardly ever get sick to the point where it just, knocks me down for the day, but definitely did on Sunday. So, I'm going to start with the Catholic School Rummage Sale. I got there at probably 7:45. Started at 9. There was nobody standing out front yet. There were a couple people parked in cars, so I decided I'll just sit in the car and I'll read for a little while. And probably about 20 minutes after I got there, this car parks like 2 spaces in front of me. And I see this woman get out, and I'm like, oh Lord, there she is. It was the nasty rummage sale lady's mother, who I think is nastier than nasty rummage sale lady. I don't know where the daughter was on this particular day, but I'm watching her get out of the car, and she's kind of moving real slow and walking around her car, and she started to head toward the door, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, nope, you forgot your lawn chair. You better get your lawn chair. And she did. She turned around, walked a couple steps back to the car, opened the back door, got the famous lawn chair, and went up there and, sat right down right in front. She was number 1, which is what she always wants to be. So I decided right then and there I wasn't going to go up until at least 2 or 3 more people went up and made, some space between the two of us, because I did not want to sit next to her. So about 10 minutes later, I think I went up, sat down. And these people, they work so hard. They get up so early to get this sale ready. And then they also have the whole thing outside where they've got bagels and muffins. And I think they do hot dogs later in the day. And coffee and drinks and all kinds of stuff. So this woman comes out around 7:45. And she kept thanking us for coming. And told us what the money was going to go for, and she's like, oh, and over here, we have great muffins and bagels, and and we're gonna have coffee soon. And so mean rummage sale mother pipes up and she goes, well, we could have used coffee a long time ago. And the woman looks at her, she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I apologize, but we had a problem with our coffee maker this morning." She goes, "It'll be ready in about 10 minutes, which meant, like, I don't know, 5 minutes until they open the doors. And the lady looks at her and she goes, "Well, that doesn't help any of us now, does it?" Like, oh, can you be nice to anyone? Ever. It's ridiculous. So, right before we go in, some guy, I don't know who he was because I was busy reading my book and I wasn't really paying attention, but I looked up and some guy is standing next to her. I'm like, wow, how did that happen? And they're talking to each other and he says to her, he's like, "Oh, thank you for letting me stand in line up here next to you." And I'm thinking, I don't care if you go in with her, because when you walk into this particular sale, there's 3 sets of double doors that are all open, so you can kind of walk in and just scoot past anyone if you're quick enough. So he's thanking her and she's like, "Oh, it's okay." She goes, "You ain't looking for the stuff I'm looking for anyway." And I'm thinking to myself, what are you looking for? A broomstick? Because you need one. Maybe you could buy one and at the next sale you could just hover over all of us instead of getting your lawn chair out of the car. Oh, anyway, enough about me ranting about her. I mean, I try so hard. I keep thinking to myself in my head, like, do unto others and be kind and be nice, which is why to this day I have not opened my mouth to her. But there's going to come a day when I'm just not going to be able to be nice. She's going to say something to somebody and it's just going to be too nasty. I'm just going to go crazy on her. But enough of the babbling. Let me show you guys what I bought. Last time, I don't think I got any perfume there last time because I didn't know where it was. This was my first time there. So this time around, I kind of headed right towards the back where their kind of boutique section is, where they've got their jewelry and stuff like that. And thankfully, that's where their perfume was. So the very best thing I got there was this. And this is a bottle of Chance by Chanel Eau de Toilette spray, 3.4 ounces, brand spanking new and sealed. I asked the lady how much it was because that was the only place that you had to pay before you went anywhere else. I asked her how much. She told me $5. So I paid $5 for this. These are averaging on eBay at around $85 a bottle. So, like I said, that paid for everything that I bought 2 times over. So I was really, really happy with that. That was the only thing I bought there. And then the rest of the time I just spent shoving things into my bag. And then at this particular sale, you're supposed to walk up to their negotiators and you guys are supposed to kind of haggle back and forth about prices. But both years I've gone, I've gotten the same lady, and she's given me such a good price on everything that there's no way I'm going to haggle with her, especially when the money's going towards the mission trips for the kids. So I think, yeah, I spent a total of $15 on everything else that I'm going to show you guys. So it averaged out to about $1 an item. So got some mugs. I'll show you those first. Alright, first up, I got 2 figural Muppets mugs. This is Ralph the dog. These are both by Sigma, which is really hard to see down here on the bottom. These came out, I believe, in the 80s, and then Fozzie Bear, of course. They had Kermit and Miss Piggy, but I know from past experience that those don't sell very well. So these were the only 2 I put in my bag. Fozzie doesn't sell great, maybe 8 to 10 on him. And I might be able to squeak a little bit more out of Rolf. So we'll see. I wish I could find Gonzo, because I think Gonzo sells really well. But I have yet, after all these years, to find a Gonzo mug. But keep your eye out for them. I wish they'd make, maybe they do, maybe I should check. I wish they'd make a Beaker mug, like in the shape of Beaker's head. Beaker is our favorite. We have like a 3-foot Beaker. I know I've shown him in previous videos, but he's right next to our fireplace on the hearth. I bought him years ago, and my husband fell in love with him and said, there's no way you could sell Beaker. So, yeah, he's sitting on our fireplace, which is not really conventional, but that's okay. We're a strange family. And my other favorite character from the Muppets is Pepe the King Prawn. I love him. I just love him. He's so funny. Okay. Let's see. The other mugs I bought, for some reason this wasn't on the mug table. This was on the kitchen housewares table. But I got this Vera Bradley mug. And this paisley pattern, I don't know what it's called yet. I gotta do a little bit more research. But it looks, except for the dust in it, looks like it's brand spanking new. So, at least 10 on that. Then, I got one Starbucks mug. I was hoping this would be worth more. I might be able to squeak 10 out of it, hopefully. This is from their Been There series. So it's not the traditional, you know, city mugs that are really good sellers. At least some of them are. But I should still be able to make a profit on it. And then finally, I got this one with the teacup on both sides. And the reason that I bought this one was because it said Molly Hatch on the bottom. Molly Hatch does a lot of stuff for anthropology, which I learned about last year. My daughter was taking a baking class. It was like a 5-day baking class at a mall about 45 minutes from here. And of course, you know, it was like 2.5 hours long, and I had to occupy myself every single day waiting for her. And the mall isn't huge, so that got boring after like the first 3 days. So then I started wandering away from the mall the last 2 days, and I ended up at at Princeton Market Fair, which I'm not in Princeton very much, and I certainly don't shop in Princeton ever. But this market fair is kind of like a little mall type of thing, and they have lots of higher end stores. And I ended up going into anthropology, and that's where I first learned about Molly Hatch, because my daughter's birthday was shortly after this class was over. And anthropology has clothing and like home deck and that kind of stuff. And I ended up finding this mug for her because she absolutely loves corgis. She wants one, but I am not ready for a dog because I'm the one who takes care of everything around here as far as animals go. And I just don't have the strength for another one right now. But anyway, I bought her this because I knew that she would love it. And this is her absolute favorite mug. And this says Molly Hatch on the bottom. So of course when I got home that day, I had to look it up. And those particular ones, those white ones with the blue animals, there's a bunch of different ones. There's a llama, there's a narwhal, I think there's a unicorn, a jackalope, a French bulldog, and a few other animals. Plus I think there's one with cowboy boots, and I can't remember all of them. But those white with the blue kind of sketch images on them go for really good money. I could probably sell that corgi mug today for like 25 bucks plus shipping, which, you know, obviously I can't because she'd kill me, but so keep an eye out for Molly Hatch mugs. Alright, that's it with the mugs. The next thing I found some DVDs. I got these 3 Turbo Jam workout DVDs from Beachbody. This one is already open. And then I also got, that has 5 workouts. Then I got Cardio Party Mix 2 and Lower Body Jam. These are both new and sealed. So I may or may not try this one out. I don't know if I feel like it. I'm really liking yoga more than I am jumping around like an idiot. So we'll see. But I should be able to get at least 20, maybe 30 if I sell all these together. Then over in the Christmas section, I did find this votive holder. This is from Lennox Winter Greetings line. Some of these pieces can do really, really well, and some of them are just kind of eh. But for some reason, this one, I can't find it anywhere on eBay or when I do a Google image search. It's kind of just nowhere. This was all full of soot when I first got it, so I washed that out. Looks like somebody left a tea light in there to melt all over the bottom, but that's okay. You can't see it when you have it in here. But it's got this really pretty porcelain image of a cardinal on it. So I don't know what that's going to do. I mean, hopefully at least 10, but maybe I can get more out of it. Then I did find one Christopher Radko ornament. This one is called Barely Awake from 1996, which I guess benefited pediatric cancer. And that's what she looks like. Still has the tags on it. Maybe 25 to 30 on that. Maybe a little more. Can't remember. And keeping with the Christmas theme, and I don't know if these are going to fit in the shot, they had these pillows there, and I looked at them and I thought to myself, well, they look like they're like hand-hooked wool pillows, which I knew might be worth money. Here, I'm gonna have to lift my tripod up so you guys can see. So I got this one, and they're really big, you know, substantial pillows. And then I looked at the tag, and the tag over here says Chandler Four Corners. So of course I looked that up on my phone really quick, and some of these can do really well. Again, this is really easy to ship. You just throw it in a big poly envelope or a box, you know, no bubble wrap, no filling, no anything. So I got that one, and then I also got this one, which is more of a kind of primitive folk artsy type Santa. So I got those for like $1 a piece, and then when I got home I went on the website to look at these pillows from the actual manufacturer, and turns out that they retail for like $85 a piece. I'm like, what? I told my husband, he goes, $85? He goes, you're kidding, right? Someone would pay $85 for a pillow? I'm like, apparently. So, don't know what those are going to do. Hoping to get at least 30 a piece plus shipping out of those. Hopefully a little more, since I don't think either one of them are up on eBay right now. And then, I got these two champagne flutes. I just thought they were gorgeous because they've got these cast aluminum bottoms with like a bling look to them. There's not actually crystals in there. They're just indented in this cast aluminum. They're just little indents, but it looks like crystals. It's supposed to mimic the bubbles in champagne. These are from Nambe, which is why I bought them, which is going to be hard to see down there. There, you can kind of see it. If I turn it, you're just going to see me in the camera, which you don't want to see right now because I just got up a little while ago and haven't taken a shower or got dressed yet, so I look like, you know, death. But I got those because they said Nambe. Nambe is a really good name. If you buy it, you know, from a regular store, it costs a fortune. But that set of glasses, I'll probably only get 25 to 30 for the pair. But that's okay. I think they're beautiful. And of course my husband's like, of course you like them. He goes, they're sparkly. He's always joking around that me with my ADD, I get so distracted, and you know, I'll start to talk about something, then I'll get off on another subject, and you know, if one of my kids is standing there and they'll kind of look confused, and my husband will go, it's okay, Mom just saw something shiny. Which is usually the case. Alright, and then let's see, the next to the last thing I got there was yet another vintage baby book. I haven't found any of these in 10 years, and the past couple weeks I've found 2. But this one also has like a satin cover, and it says Baby's Days and Baby's Ways, with this cute little pony pulling the wheelbarrow, or the wagon, whatever. And then all these gorgeous vintage images. It's in beautiful shape. So I'm thinking at least 20 plus shipping on this. So love this. This is by Gibson, I believe. Yeah, by Gibson. So we'll see what happens with that. And then last but not least, I was walking around and I was in the toy department and saw this guy and saw this cylinder sitting there with this beautiful inlaid shell design. Then I saw that it was signed and realized it was a Kaleidoscope, and I know you guys aren't going to be able to see down inside this thing. Well, yeah, kinda. It's not going to focus very well, but there we go. Ooh, look at that. But there's all these little seashells in there, and they're gorgeous. And I think it's oil filled because everything moves pretty slow. It's not clunky like some of the other Kaleidoscopes. So it took me a while to find out who made this, because at first I thought this was a leaf, but it's not. It's a peach. This is by Peach Reynolds. Did a lot of work in the late 70s, early 80s. You know, when Kaleidoscopes were a lot more desirable. There's not a huge Kaleidoscope market out right now at the moment. But this says 87. Yeah, 1987 right here, which is hard to read, but that's what it says. So I'm probably going to start this at like 75 at auction, and hopefully I can get some good pictures inside, and we'll see what happens. See if I get any watchers and then take it from there. So that was it for that sale. And actually, I don't know if I should come back. No, I don't really have that much, so I'm just going to keep going. So I left that sale, drove kind of like the wind to get to the other one before all the good stuff was gone, and I did end up finding some good stuff there too. So let me show you that. I spent 15 bucks at this second sale. So this was the one that was outside. First I got these Pimpernel coasters for, I believe, $1, of just these little carousel horses. Maybe get like 10 on those. Then for $3 I got this set of cups and saucers. There's actually 5 saucers, 3 cups, and then this little pitcher. This is from Villeroy & Boch, from their Verona line. Actually, on replacements.com, I gotta clean that up. On replacements.com, I think they want like $90 for this pitcher, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm hoping to get maybe, had to start my video up again, 20 on the pitcher, and maybe 10 a piece on each cup and saucer set, and then maybe sell the other 2 saucers by themselves. Maybe 10 for both of them. Yeah, I don't know, but whatever I get, it's going to be more than $3. Then in the garage, they have all their toys and Christmas and holiday stuff. So I went in there and I found another one of these travel Blockus games. I found a new one of these at one of the first Rummage sales of the season, and I just sold it the other day for $40 with free shipping, which just blew my mind. I'm like, really? And it fit in a flat rate padded envelope, I believe. So it didn't cost much to ship, and I couldn't believe someone paid $40 for this game. I obviously won't get that much for this one because it's used, but it is complete. It's supposed to have 21 pieces on each side, 21 purple and 21 orange, which this one does. I have another used one in the other room that I found at another yard sale earlier in the season, and of course it's missing like 2 pieces. So I'm just going to hold on to that one and see if I can find any others throughout the season. If they're incomplete, then maybe I can make a whole set. But it should get at least 20, maybe 25 for that one used. And that cost me a whopping 50 cents. And then of course the first place I hit was their craft table, because it's actually one of the first places I passed on my way in there. So I ended up getting some quilt patterns. Oh, I forgot about this. I got this medley of roses needlepoint kit, brand spanking new in the package, from the first sale. Forgot that was down there. Like I said, it cost me $1. Probably sell it for at least 20. And I already have that in the system because I sold one that was open about a year or 2 ago. So that'll be really simple for me to list. So I was happy to find that. So moving on, I think I paid $1 maybe for all of these quilt patterns. So we got this one that says "Seems Like Home." This is what, Garden Essentials. Then Christmas theme one called "And to All a Good Night." Jingle socks, which I'm hoping will do well because it's stockings. Then this Dresden Angel. And then this one I have a good feeling about because this one's by Blackbird Designs. I sold one of their cross-stitch patterns, one of their charts, maybe 3 years ago for, what was it, 50 bucks. I think I bought it for like a quarter or 50 cents. And I, sold it for 50 and was really happy. This Halloween 1904 pattern is nowhere on eBay. Hoping that's a good sign. I'll probably start this at around 15 and see if it does anything. But I should have no problem getting at least 15 out of it, which is not bad considering I paid, what, like 20 cents for it. And then the last thing I bought in the craft section was this. I didn't know what it was, but again, it looked like some kind of loom because it had all these nails, and you know how I like to buy any kind of weaving looms because they always do well, so I just threw it in my bag. But actually it's not really a loom. This is a chase pleater, which you fold fabric and you put it in here. It's for smocking, for doing smocking on clothing. And I think it's got all these little wooden pins in here and all the directions, and it's brand spanking new, looks like. One recently sold for $25 plus shipping, and I've seen some others and they want like $80, so I have no idea. I might start mine at auction at like $40 and see if I get any bites. If not, then maybe I'll have to drop the price. But I believe I paid like $1 for that. And then last but not least, I think, yeah, I got 3 more things that I bought. They also have like a boutique-y section, which is funny because there are some things that should technically be put there because they're more boutique items, and then other things that there's no way they should be in there, but it's just a weird mix of items. I don't know who decides what should go in there, but there was a box that had some place settings in it, and shoved behind all of them, I guess people missed them, were these plates. These all have hot air balloons on them. All these vintage images of hot air balloons. And the reason why I bought all 4 was because on the back they said Rochard, Limoges, France. And I looked these up. I can only find one of them that's sold on eBay, and that one's sold for $15 plus shipping, I believe. So I'm hoping for the whole set I can get maybe 50 or 60 out of them. And I paid 3. I paid 3 for all these. And then right next to them, sitting on the table, were these two tiles. One says listen with the tulip, one says inspire with the pear. And I turned them over and they said Eartha handmade tile pottery. So look these up on my phone. Some of these do pretty well. I paid, I believe, $2.50 a piece for these. It was $5 for the pair. And hoping to get at least 20 to 25 a tile on those. And then my best purchase there was this little guy, which I found right after I went to the craft table. I started going to, they've got 3 or 4 aisles of just table after table after table with all their housewares and all that kind of stuff on it. So I started to look, and this was on the very first table. It says Apollonadis, which sounds Greek to me. No marks on the bottom, but I didn't know what the heck this thing was. So I just searched this word and found out that this is actually a match striker, because this is ribbed right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can hear it though. And then you keep your wooden matches in the top of this, and then you strike them on the side. There's a few of these on eBay. They're averaging around $50, $60 a piece. And mine is in better shape than all of those because mine is really nice and clean around here, whereas most of the others have marks going up the side from striking matches. So I paid $1 for this and should easily be able to get at least 50. So really happy with that. Very happy that people just passed by it, had no idea what it was, and just left it there until I got there like 2 hours later. So yay! So that's it, guys. That's all I bought this past Saturday. Like I said, didn't go out Sunday because I was sick. And I don't know what's going on this weekend. Doesn't look like there's any rummage sale, so it might just have to be strictly a garage sale weekend for me. And then in another week and a half, I have my big one over in Pennsylvania at the Catholic school, which is one of my all-time favorites. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.